8 Georgia educators this morning plan to appeal their convictions in a widespread cheating scandal. An Atlanta judge sentenced each of them to as many as 7 years in prison for fabricating standardized test scores. Jericka Duncan is outside the Atlanta courthouse with a reaction to this strict ruling. Jericka, good morning.
Good morning. Those former educators received sentences similar to those in violent crimes, but investigators say that the defendants faked test scores that robbed thousands of students here in Atlanta of remedial education.
All I want from any of these people is just to take some responsibility, but they refuse. They refuse.
Judge Jerry Baxter threw the book at the defendants. Many in the courtroom were shocked by the prison sentences.
You sit down, I'm gonna put you in jail. If you yell at me, point at me.
Lawyers for teacher Diane Buckner-Webb begged for leniency.
Ms. Buckner-Webb is a good woman, a good family woman, a good mother, a good person, and at the end of the day, a conviction for changing answers on a test is not an offense that should send Ms. Buckner-Webb to prison.
It's like the sickest thing that's ever happened to this town.
Still, the judge sentenced her and 4 others to serve at least 1 year in prison. 3 defendants the judge considered at the top of the food chain of the scandal received a minimum of 7 years behind bars. All turned down plea deals that called on them to admit guilt and forfeit appeals.
I don't want an apology. I don't want it. I want the community to have the apology. And I want these children that were shortchanged and cheated to have the apology.
Earlier this month, 11 defendants were found guilty of conspiring to inflate scores on standardized tests. In some cases, educators changed wrong answers to correct ones. They were convicted under the state's racketeering laws.
So I don't know whether or not it sets a precedent, but I hope that people will stop and look at what happened here.
Supporters believe the former educators were unfairly prosecuted. Defense attorney Scott Smith.
What I understood of RICO violations, it was reserved for people that were true racketeers, talking about mobsters, gangsters, not teachers.
And late last night, those defendants were released on bond pending appeals. Now, the 2 that took plea deals did receive leniency, and one former teacher who was not in court yesterday was because she just delivered a baby over the weekend, and she will be sentenced at a later time. Nora?
All right, Jericka, thank you so much.